Hello, all you awesome people out there. Welcome, and of course, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, as always, Geek Viz Hoove, and we have here another. Is it our first edition since doing this on YouTube? I don't remember. But we have an edition of I Just Played, where I talk about a video game that I have just played. Yeah, we've done a lot of movies with the Oscars, and then we did a lot of TV. We still got a lot of TV to go to. But we throwing a video game one in there right now. And in this one, I talk about my experience with, of course, Capcom's Pragmata. So I'll be talking about, as always, I'm talking about what I liked, what I didn't like. I'll be going over the story and the plot just a little bit, while also going into the gameplay, sound design, and just level design of the game as well. And then, as always, I'll talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, what the future has for the game, and then, of course, my final thoughts at the very end. So so very similar to how we do it for the I Just Watched for movies and TV. You know, just we going a little bit more in depth in terms of, like, you know, the thing that makes video games different from those, and that is, of course, playing them instead of just sitting and experience. You play them. So we're talking about a little bit more on gameplay and shit like that. Of course, before I get into this, if you're interested, if you like what I do and see, find some interest in this video, if this is the first one, feel free to check out some of the other stuff on the channel as well. We talk about games. I have my first part of Pragmata, which is me playing the first 2 hours of the game or so, maybe. We also got other video games, full playthroughs of Spider-Man 2, Cyberpunk 2077, Dragon Age Origins, RoboCop Rogue City, and we're still currently playing Dragon Age 2. But if you're interested in that, and also movies and TV as well, feel free to check out the channel and see the rest of that as well. But for the intro part, now that that's over, let's go ahead and just talk about this video game. I'll of course start out with our intro. I'll give our overview with some general info on the game, and then we'll go into the story and the plot, and then the gameplay, design, and sound, what I liked, what I didn't like, game notes, things of that nature, and then I will give my future of the franchise, and then I will give my final thoughts on the game as a whole. Let me turn down the music a little bit. I feel like it's slightly a bit loud, but it might be fine. But I think that's a little better. All right, so let's get right into this dang on boy then, shall we? So, Pragmata was released on April 17th. It is developed by Capcom. It is available on the PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and the Switch 2. The game was written by Haro Murata. It is directed by Young-hee Cho, and the game stars David Menken, Grace Safe, and Cameron Bernard Jones. So, the story of Pragmata follows software engineer Hugh Williams and his team. They are sent to the lunar mining colony called the Cradle to investigate a communications issue between it and Earth. When a lunar quake takes out the rest of Hugh's team and he is separated, he must now team up with a Pragmata that he names Diana to escape the colony while fighting against its now out of control AI named Idus. IDUS. Yeah, so that is the name of the game. By the way, the term Pragmata is kind of just a term of the game. It's basically an android, a synthetic humanoid. So that's what Pragmata means, and that's what the title of the game means. All right, so let's go into some gameplay, design, and sound for the game. Starting, of course, with the gameplay. And I will say right off the bat, this is the most interesting and unique aspect of the game. It is a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter, but it has a hacking mini-game simultaneously. Not just like there's hacking puzzles that you have to do a la Watch Dogs and shit. No, you have to do the shooting and the hacking simultaneously, one of one. Diana, who rides on Hugh's back, she handles the hacking, and it is absolutely necessary, as the term they use is open, but it basically weakens the other androids, allowing you to do the necessary damage. If you don't hack them, you literally just taking pot shots on them. No matter what gun you use, you aren't going to be throwing on enough damage to take them out in a timely manner. While Hugh, as I mentioned before, he handles the shooting. It's very challenging and yet fun at the same time. Like, you throw in some environmental hazards, multiple types of enemies. It can get difficult. It become a hassle. I remember when I played the demo and I experienced it for the first time. One of the first things I said was like, this was really cool, but I could definitely see when you're in a very small room and you got like 3-4 enemies pressing on you, putting pressure on you, you might feel it sometimes. Sometimes it might affect you, and you'll be able to feel the pressure of trying to dodge their attacks, and while also navigating the hacking and also throwing on damage. It can sometimes become quite a bit, but I think that's the fun part of the game. There are a variety of weapons too. The game has them separated into 4 distinct aspects. There's, if I can remember off the top of my head, I didn't write this down, but if I remember off the top of my head, it's assault. There's your main handgun, which for where I've gotten so far is mostly a pistol, a handgun. You eventually get a small little assault rifle. Then there are assault weapons that are designed to do more damage. There's like a shotgun, a precision rifle, a homing grenade launcher. Then you have support weapons, which are basically meant to just kind of do specific ones to sort of help you out. There's one that sort of causes the androids to freeze in a very small field, a stasis field. There are sticky bombs, which reduce the number of nodes you need in order to hack. What's the other one? There's a riot cannon, which has a large knockdown effect, which knocks down the enemies, allows you to get a little bit of breathing room. And then there are defense weapons, and those are the 4th one. These are pretty much, as they say, they're more of a defensive / out of distraction. There's like a decoy hologram. There are small little assault drones that also put on damage even if you aren't shooting or anything like that. Those help out too. Plethora of mods and upgrades as well. You can upgrade the suit for enhanced HP, your main gun for increased damage, of course, Diana for longer times for the android to stay open. Each weapon can be upgraded, which of course increases it. And then, like I said, plethora of mods that you can assign to yourself and to suit whatever kind of play style you're looking for or you want to handle. It's very customizable, it's very open, it's very flexible too, so that also helps out as well for the gameplay aspect. All right, now moving on to design. I will say the aesthetics of this game are really fucking cool. I really love the design choices that have been made in this, from like Hugh's suit to the enemy androids. It's all cool. The whole game, being sci-fi, has this very clean white base to it. The level locations give you a really good look at that, whether you're talking about your home base, I forget what the fuck it's called on top of my head right now, or just the different hallways and stuff, the different interconnecting rooms and stuff that you travel across. But the level locations are also very cool as well. Every time you enter a new one, they sort of like give you this very wide establishing shot to really just get a dope look at where you are. There's like there's like one that's this recreation of like Times Square in New York City. There's this more beach, ocean side. If you got one that's all exterior of the station, so it's more of you on the surface of the moon. You have this gorgeous look at Earth in the distance. Again, this is one of the best looking games I think that's come out this year. But yeah, like the Times Square location is like my favorite. It's this open area in the middle of the, like I said, like Times Square, but there are all these side buildings and back alleyways to the side that you can go and explore as well. the warehouse, there was a warehouse location that was really cool too. They had these interesting like sliding cube things there, and it made for some very interesting puzzles and ways for you to get to higher ground. But yes, the level design of this is really cool. Like I mentioned, the character designs, Diana looks great. Like I said, huge suit, all the costumes and the different skins you can equip as well. Even the UI is pretty nice in this game as well. They also, in your home base, there are these, I forget what they're called. They're called like rim holograms. They're basically these things in a circle of your home base. There's different sections where you get like new holograms, and it creates a recreation of it. It's mostly for Diana, but they do kind of add a very additional sort of customizable look to your home, to your little hub room there. So it's like one that has like, it's like based off like a classroom. So if you find, there's like 3 to 4 for each one. If you find all of them, it completely creates the entire area and the entire space. But it's a really cool, thing that also sort of adds a little bit more value to the little home base visually as well. All right, and finally for sound, I will say the voice acting here is really, really fucking great. Both David and Grace have such great chemistry with one another, and it really sells the game on it too, because the game really does hinge on you buying into the relationship between Hugh and Diana. And we'll get on that more. But yeah, both David and Grace did a really good job for this as well. Sound cues also play a huge role in this game as well. They can alert you when attacks are coming, which is very useful, especially when you're surrounded and you're just focusing on, 1 or 2 people, and you don't notice a motherfucker on your flank or coming up from behind you. It does a really good job of avoiding you if you listen. If you keep your ears sharp, you'll be able to pick up when an attack is coming, giving you some time to dodge as well. But my favorite has to be, so there are these little statues of this character named Cabin. And so these very small little collectible statues. Again, they don't really do much. They're just a thing to collect. They don't really add anything, but they are on display in your home hub. But I like doing it. I always keep an eye out for them. And there's a little sound cue for these too, because they're hidden in the levels. So there's a little sound cue, and it always gets this like ta-da little sound that you really gotta be listening for, because chances are you'll always hear it before you actually see the statue, and you gotta look and search for it. And really the sound proximity also helps, because the louder and more clear the sound gets, that's how you know you're closer to it. Like I said, that 3D aspect of the sound of it literally helps you pinpoint where these statues are. It's a dope bell. I think it's a dope little mechanic that I feel like might get overlooked sometimes. But yeah, even like the smaller UI sounds are good. Navigating the menus, all that is really good. The booster of the dodge and the double jump, great sound as well. The like I mentioned, the upgrade menu is really nice too. Also has, I will say, the music to me isn't the most standout aspect. It's not like the best music I've heard in the game. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like Expedition 33, where the music is so damn good and they use it so well, you have no choice but to really kind of hear it and catch on to it. This doesn't really have that. There's a jukebox feature that does offer some tracks you can listen to at the hub, but they're pretty much there to serve their purposes, just music and the soundtrack to play in the background of the game. So there you are. All right, so that is it for sound design and gameplay. Let's get into what I liked. So as I mentioned before, what I liked, the relationship between Hugh and Diana. Like I mentioned, the entire game really hinges on the two of them. The writing and the performances really serve that too. Like, you really need to buy into the forging bond between the two of them, and I will say I think they pull it off to a T. Like, I literally just got to a moment. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's a pretty moment. It's a moment that really kind of solidifies that the two of them are very much in this together, and they truly have bought into caring about one another, and it extended to me too. Like when it happened, I was feeling a little something, and I was like, "Hey, we got to get this shit handled. We got to get this shit handled ASAP." So it was a dope little moment, and yeah, the relationship between the two of them, it's great, it's phenomenal. Next up, I will say the gameplay loop. Again, very simple, but I think this is the most unique thing about the game, and it makes it stick out. And it's not like anything else I've actually played up to this point. Um, to sell it even more, I was very on the outs with this game. I didn't feel any way about it. Like I seen the trailers, but I didn't really fully buy into it. It wasn't until I played the demo and I actually played the game and I experienced that gameplay loop for myself, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is something very unique." Like I said, something I've never done before, and to me, it's the thing that really brought me into the game. The very small slice of the demo just really kind of had you play it. It's fun. It's engaging. It's like it's super engaging having to play like the hacking puzzle while still having to be aware of enemy placements and spacing and being on the defense, taking advantage of the windows of opportunity you have, especially on boss fights. Because boss fights typically have very large, huge AoE attacks, very long range. So you have to be mindful of when those attacks are coming. You got to be mindful of your window of opportunity. Like low key, if you're a Souls player, I think you'll enjoy this. It's nowhere near as difficult as a Souls game, but I think that that practice of always having to be aware of your windows and the timing, I think will play a huge role in you playing this. This is not a game where you could just turn your brain off and just kind of sit back and chill while playing it. You have to be engaged in it, especially if you want to play it well. You got to be engaged with it. You got to be on when you play it. You got to sit up with it. You know the whole meme where like sometimes you just sit back and play the game and not really care. But no, for this game, you got to sit up. You have to be engaged. You got to be active. You got to be paying attention. And low key, I really like that about this game as well. I didn't write this down, but I do like this. The collectibles. I do like collecting collectibles, but the one thing that needs to be there is that I need to have a way that that at least gives me a good idea of where the collectibles are. Like in Doom the Dark Age, you can like look on your map and find the general area where the collectibles are. But when you get there, you still have to solve the puzzle. You still have to navigate the area to find out exactly how you get there. Same thing with this. There's a pulse. There's a pulse. What's the word I'm trying to think of? There's a pulse move, and it shows you sort of all the different things that are on in the immediate area. So you can go, you hit it, you can find out, oh, there's a collectible, 75 meters that way. So you can go and get it, but of course, once you get there, you still need to figure out, like maybe it's in some room. Now you got to figure out how do you get in there. If it's underneath you, you got to be like, okay, is there a way for me to get lower, or do I have to progress more through the level? It'll take me lower. So again, it's one of those things where it's like it showed you where it is, but you still have to work to get it. I prefer that as opposed to not having it and you just blindly have to go and find them. And then it kind of gives you an option, like, after you finish the story, now you can go around and get it. I don't really like that option. I like these options. What's about music? There we go. It should be coming back there. All right, but all right, there we go. All right, but yeah, that's everything I didn't like about the game. What I didn't like, I'm not gonna lie, being a little nitpicky, but the lore and the little codex entries all do give some personality to the world, but not very much. Like there are some are attached to the main narrative, others not so much. They're there to give a little bit more backstory and history to the world and to the location. Be a little bit more, give a little bit more context to the level, but not enough. Not enough for me at least. Not a lore whore like not for a lore whore like me. I needed more. I very much like to just kind of get into the actual lore and the history of the game. It's the Mass Effect in me. The Mass Effect Codex has kind of spoiled shit for me for a long time. But yeah, I just need a little bit more to kind of give a little bit more context to the world and the universe as a whole to really kind of fill it out. But I will say for this game, because this game isn't very long, it's like 20 hours. It's fairly linear. I would say for most people, I can see why that would be enough. Because like I said, it's 20 hours. It's an extremely linear game. It's not open world. You don't really need to know too much about the history. You just kind of need to know the bare minimum necessities, to fully understand the game and what's going on in it. So I will give it that. But like for a person like me, especially because I'm really liking this game, I would like to know a little bit more on it. I would have just preferred a little bit more. Like I said, but that's me being a little nitpicky. And if you couldn't guess from the fact that I said I really like this game, that's all I got for what I did, for what I did like it, for what I don't like about it so far. But game notes. So there is an upgrade. So like in the upgrades, there is an upgrade, and this upgrade allows you to auto hack. That way when you lock onto an enemy, I figure Diana will just solve the puzzle. The puzzle will just be auto solved, unlocking them, allowing you to do your damage. And I do just want to say, don't use it. Don't use that shit. If you bypass the hacking element, you are just shortchanging. You're just shortchanging yourself. You're missing out on the full experience of the game if you don't use it. Like I understand having it. For people who might be struggling, people who don't want to really deal with it, they will prefer to just fucking shoot shit and just get it over with and progress through the game that way. I understand the option of having it there, but you also got to understand, I feel like if you use it, it's a bitch move. It's a bitch ass move. I'm saying it. Think, nigga. like use your brain, man. It's not, the puzzles aren't even really that difficult. Like I said, it's just the added pressure of you having to solve this while having to be aware of where your enemy is, where the other enemies are, where the attacks are coming from, if there's an attack incoming. So that's why I said I can understand for some motherfuckers they might just not be able to take all that pressure. Maybe a little low IQ. I don't know. I'm just saying. But yeah, I will say I saw it. And I'm immediately like, no, I'm not using that shit. It's like I said, it's one of the core aspects of this game, and what makes it fun and what makes it unique. If you don't get it, it's a sci-fi shooter. Still great acting, great level design and shit, but still missing one of the true core pillars of this game. So yeah, so that's game notes. Future of the franchise. This game sold well. It has gotten good reviews from both critics and gamers. It's kind of up. It's of course up in the air. Games are of course a lot different than movies and TV, as you never really know what the future holds, especially this soon. But I will say the game directors have pointed out that they would love to continue the game and continue the franchise, but the choice is up to Capcom. So we'll have to see if Capcom considers this a success. Personally, I don't see why they wouldn't. Brand new IP, the first IP from Capcom in a very long time too, by the way. Capcom has been on a crazy roll right now. So I don't see why they wouldn't see the success critically and financially. Of course, unless their financial numbers were way too fucking high. You know, like Square Enix with fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. I never forgive him for it. Guardians of the Galaxy, super underrated, by the way. But yeah, so for my final thoughts, Pragmata continues a really damn good run from Capcom this year. Going back to a Resident Evil 9, Monster Hunter Stories, this, I forget what else they got coming out for the rest of the year. But man, Capcom has been on a fucking roll as of late. But what makes this stand out here is that this is, as I mentioned before, this is an original IP, the first Capcom has done in a very long time. While the story isn't the best I've played so far, as of late, the game itself is fucking great. And coming from a story-first guy like me, I think that says a lot. The writing muscle is really flexed on carving out the relationship between Hugh and Diana that makes you buy into it, makes you believe in it. From the interactions the two have, just playing through the story and the cutscene, the conversations you can have between the two in the little world, in your little safety hub, to just the natural dialogue shooting off in the level. But yeah, it really is. And the gameplay is, of course, as I mentioned, it is the standout here. It's engaging, it's challenging, and it makes you think. I know some motherfuckers out there may not like that phrase, but I think it's one of the things that makes this game so goddamn good. If you are a lore fiend like me, you might be slightly disappointed by the lack of it and the lack of, backstory and really diving into the lore and the history of this universe. And the music is serviceable, but it doesn't really stand out. But adding to it some fun collecting, gorgeous level design and enemy design, all on top of what seems like a whole new and unique gaming experience. I think this is one of the best games of the year so far. Might go down as my favorite of the year so far. But of course, I'm not done. I'm only about maybe halfway through, maybe even a little bit more. I think I've just gotten to the point where I'm about to enter the last level. So if you're interested in what I got to say, stay tuned, because I will have another video. It's going to be me playing the finale of Pragmata, and I will give my thoughts on how the game is after we get to the ending, if it stuck the landing or not. But as of right now, yeah, I think this might stand as my favorite game of the year so far. Granted, your boy ain't played too much. What the fuck did I finish before playing this? Was it? I think it was just Death Stranding 2. Is that what I was playing before I did this? And that was last year too. So I think I might really have to look and think about that, because I was playing something. Oh, I was playing RoboCop. That's what I was playing, because I was trying to finish it before I got to that, and that was definitely not this year. Yeah, I think this might be the only game that came out this year that I've played. I have to go back in and look at this shit. I'm looking at my Steam right now, and I don't think there's anything here. But yeah, I think that was it. I did play Dispatch. Dispatch was fun. Yeah, I think that was about it. Yeah, okay. So yeah, but yeah, so make sure you stay tuned, because I will be playing the finale, and we'll see if I'm still as high on this game as I am now once I get to the end. But anyway, that's it for me, and that was me because I just played Pragmata. If you've played it, let me know down in the comments. What do you think of the game so far? Please, no spoilers. Like I said, I'm on the part where you just get to, I believe it's the last level. The big twist just happened, and I think the next part we're going to is the last level, because I did just get like the last bingo card, and I got like the last couple training simulation missions, and I think I have like 3 red zones left, and 2 are in the spot I'm heading to. So I do think I'm getting to the end. It seems they're building it up. They're talking like it's the end. So I think I'm getting to the end. So no spoilers, but let me know what you think of what you think of Pragmata down in the comments below. I think after this, it's kind of obvious. It's 007 is what's gonna be next on my list after this. So once I finish this, I'll be playing 007. And after that, depending on how long, looking at the way I play games, I'll be playing 007 fucking by like mid to end this month, fucking June, and I'll be playing that motherfucker till like August, which is not going to help because right at that time, fucking, it's gonna get fucking crazy. So I'm hoping I can get through 007 and then have a nice time, window of time where I can go through some of my backlog of games, try to finish a couple things at least. I just installed Final Fantasy VII Rebirth since they announced the third one, so I'm play that on my own time. Maybe we'll stream it, I don't know. Then I got a bunch of Steam games here, and I'm trying to finish out. Pragmata. I'm still playing Date Everything. I'm still playing that shit. So I want to finish that. I've been playing Darksiders War Mastered Edition too. So hopefully I can finish. Hopefully I can get done with that too. So hopefully I can get through those 3 games before the fucking September rolls around. Because, you know, September is Wolverine, Gears, because fucking Gears D Day is going to be on Game Pass, so I get that motherfucker for free. Not for free, really, but it'll be on Game Pass day 1, so I'll be playing that. And, Control Resident. And then fucking Onimusha's gonna have to go to the back burner at some point. I don't know, because this shit's gonna be fucking crowded. I've been playing the Mortal Shell 2 demo. That's another game I'm liking right now too. It's crazy, man. It's too many games to play. If you saying it ain't nothing to play, you fucking crazy. Anyway, I've held on for too much longer. Thank you all so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Check out some of the other stuff I got on the channel. We got Daredevil and the Boys. I finished the script for those, so I'm gonna be recording those probably tomorrow. So those will be coming later on in the week, and we'll be free from TV at least for a little bit, because Vox Machina is on right now, and X-Men comes next month. But we got to start movie season. I'm planning on going out to see some movies finally, to get back on that train, because it's been a minute. But yeah, always stay watching, stay playing, stay awesome. Of course, most importantly, y'all stay safe out there. Until next time, everybody, deuces.